We'll start with Pop Idol. I think it's probably a nice place to start, really, because that kind of took you from sort of overnight, everyone knowing your name. And it was in that time when it was, I don't know, the sort of how many millions of people would watch it. It was probably tens of millions more than it would be now. Like
Sure.
it's that time of telly when everyone used to sit down on a Saturday night and watch stuff. So what was it like for you in that time of your life and that time of your career, going from being effectively an unknown to all of a sudden you couldn't go anywhere without everyone knowing your name?
Pop Idol was the first of its kind, well before X Factor and the likes. And so we went into it blind. We had no idea what it was to become and what we were to become.
Yeah.
So it was, it was exciting, but it was also, fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Now when people enter into those things, they know exactly what to expect and, what would be thrust upon them. But myself and Will and all those contestants that entered into that first one, it was kind of exciting fear.
Yeah.
And literally things changed overnight. I remember being in Covent Garden the day before, just out and about shopping, and then the first live show aired, and we went back out into the same spot to do some more shopping. And, the difference overnight was just vast.
Just crowds of people.
Everybody around us, it kind of got out of hand, to be honest. Yeah. But, it literally
was that
happened
overwhelming?
that quick. Yeah, it was quite at first. But I think the fact I was only 17, a young boy from Bradford, I was sort of up for anything.
Yeah.
And I just enjoyed everything about it. I think the older people in the competition maybe thought a bit more into it, but I just enjoyed the ride, as it were.
Yeah, I remember just it being, that series, it was what everyone was talking about. Because I think was it a summer thing? Did I imagine that?
No, it actually started at the end of 2001.
Yeah.
And we did, I think, 3 or 4 live shows before Christmas and then over Christmas. Yeah. And then the final was February 2002. So, yeah.
And I remember the conversation around it. It was like, it was much bigger than anything now, like much bigger than Strictly or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so what was it like for you sort of going through that process? So was it just, did it come to you sort of accidentally, effectively, and then you found yourself wrapped up in this thing that became this huge thing? What was that like, sort of finding your way through it?
Yeah, my mum actually saw the advert for Pop Idol.
Yeah.
And it said something like, are you the next Robbie Williams or Kylie Minogue?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I can't speak. I had this terrible stammer. It was much worse than what it is these days, quite debilitating at times. And so I was so shy, but I knew I could sing. And, that was my only form of expression, my only way of getting out of me what was in me. And so my mum sort of asked me to do it. I was very reluctant at the start, but, kind of plucked up the courage. But in the show, and every live show on a Saturday night, the format was you kind of walk on once they introduce you, sing your song, head over to the judges, for them to pass comments on how you did, and then you go to Ant and Dec for a chat.
Yeah.
And I should have been focused on the song because I was there. It's a singing competition, but I was more worried about the chat at the end of it with Ant and Dec. I wasn't worried about the singing. Yeah. I was just like, let's just get this over so I can head over there and just, But I was so nervous about that, and it was tough because, having to speak on live television when you aren't able to speak was really, really hard. But it was a great experience, and I'm really fortunate that I got as far as I did and had the career that I had out of it.